Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Wakfu episode 18 of the second season. Last time we saw something that really gave us a lot of information. And I love how they treat this world as a whole. Yes, the events of last season are still imprinted in the minds of the leaders of all these 12, let's say, kingdoms. I still don't recall, or I still don't know if those are kingdoms or is something completely different, but that's what I'm going to call them. And yes, we're seeing the possible consequences of the other obstacles, in this case, a political obstacle, to the return of all those children, of all the children of the Eliatrops. And it's understandable. That amount of population is hard to feed, especially since they are children. They will not be contributing to the society in any way for a while because they can do that. They are still children. And of course, this brings a whole lot of problems that how are you going to feed them, how are they going to provide shelter for all of those, and all of that. And other stuff. In this case, some of them might consider them dangerous, especially Brakmar. Brakmar received, without even knowing it, an Eliatrop. In this case, Hugo. And this Eliatrop was able to, well, kind of start a revolution or a rebellion. Now the women want more rights. That is my guess of what happened. That the women want more rights. They want to be able to play this football sport and all of that. So yes, that is what I think. And of course, they are thinking, even if a child is capable of all of that, now imagine tens of thousands of children with the same power, what they will be able to do. And even worse, when those children become adults, what will they be able to do? Yes, this is a fear they have, and it's kind of justified. Perhaps none of these children are going to be as powerful as Hugo, because let's remember, Hugo is one of the original six Eliatrops, and more so, he is the warrior of those six. He's the one who really enjoys battle, thrills, and traveling around the world, so of course that gave him more experience. So yes, they don't know this information. They don't know that probably Hugo is one of those rare and special cases that yes, technically he's immortal, and technically he preserves the same amount of Wakfu or something or another, and yes, he's a different Eliatrop. He's not like the rest of the Eliatrops. But they don't know this, and I don't think Kilby wants to give that information away. I don't think he wants to say, "Oh yes, but there are six of us who are different from the rest. We are truly immortal. If we die, we were reborn, and something or another." That's what I don't think he wants to reveal. But still, I love this portion because it's showing us consequences that are kind of close to what our real life is. Of course, there are differences. We don't have a new race that was trapped inside a void of time and space. And of course, we don't have those amazing powers, but I understand kind of the resistance of the rest of the nations to, well, just open their gates to this huge amount of children. And yeah, even if you dislike Brakmar, even if you dislike the Prince of Brakmar, you kind of understand, or you're able to understand what they are saying, why they are worried about this. Yes, they're portrayed as kind of the bad guys because that's what I think they want to show us to the children. Oh yes, these guys were bad in the city, so yeah, you don't trust them. But as an adult, I kind of understand the reasoning behind, even if the real reason is something completely different because perhaps he was humiliated, or perhaps he really feared that his city is in risk and he wants to attack first, or something or another. That's what I guess. I don't think those are novel reasoning behind his attacks. But yeah, it kind of makes sense for you, or for an adult. And of course, I love the other portion in which we saw consequences that not everything is perfect in the relationship between Pompon and Evangeline, which is something I'm thankful because you need to show both aspects of the relationship. Yes, it's nice to see them all lovely doubly, But it's nice to see some discussion because yeah, that is a true relationship. You have discussions. And yes, I'm saying all of this because I think I forget to mention some of that in my last video. So yeah, that's why I'm taking this long intro because I think it's pretty long now. To, well, express what I think I forgot to mention in the last one. But anyway, yeah, I think I rambled enough in this intro and of course in the last episode. So yeah, let's just cut all of this and watch the next one, shall we? Wait, is that supposed to be Kilby? Yeah, is that supposed to be Kilby?
Votre Altesse, comme vous pouvez le constater, nous sommes fidèles à notre poste.
Yes.
Personne s'approchera du Liacube sans l'accord du roi. Personne.
Okay, this is getting weird. What the hell is that?
Pourquoi pas des excuses?
Oh, even Rublex is on his side. I can't believe it.
Papa, je te prie d'accepter mes excuses pour ne pas t'avoir parlé de ma sœur Cléophée.
Ouais, bon. On va réfléchir si on accepte tes excuses.
Oh, okay.
Bonne idée, mon Ruby. Si on n'y trouve pas Cléophée, on pourra toujours regarder un peu de castagne.
Si je peux me permettre, c'est pas aux arènes.
Hop, hop, hop. Tu te permets rien du tout.
Oh, holy.
C'est comme si on y était, mon Ruby.
Yeah, he's still very angry.
Bon, je propose qu'on se sépare. On aura plus de chances de trouver ta peste de
Your
sang.
brat sister.
Je vais m'éterniser dans cet endroit, moi.
Okay.
Allez, salut.
Comment envoyer son dernier coéquipier se faire battre?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that has to be Cleophas. He kind of looks like Evangeline. Holy! What the hell is that strategy? Oh! Oh, okay, she's fast. What? Oh, crap! Oh! No! Yes, exactly. You are going to fight.
J'adore jouer au courageux.
Okay. Glory to me.
Permettez-moi de vous donner un petit coup de main.
Salut.
Okay, this is really, you're going to use Rubilex against this guy?
Mon Ruby, qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Seriously?
Je sais pas, t'es peut-être un peu trop stressé.
Oh, okay, I get the joke now.
C'est cet œil là-bas. Il empêche d'utiliser.
Oh, of course.
Ah non, pas cet inhibitruc. On va
He
encore...
didn't even think. Yeah, he's having fun. Oh, okay, she's skillful. Holy. Okay. Oh. Oh, crap. Now the sister.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais là?
Yes.
Je te cherchais. Et crois-moi, j'ai des choses plus urgentes à faire.
Oh.
Je suis assez grande pour me débrouiller toute seule.
Oh, poor guy. He's in the middle of this fight.
Déserté. Depuis quand ça te regarde? T'as pas un monde à sauver.
Okay. Holy. Pompon is just there. Of course. Oh, okay. Classic wrestling move. Man, I'm missing the freaking bell here.
Toi, t'es plutôt malin pour un yop.
T'entends ça, Eva? Je suis yop et malin.
Papa, tu voulais connaître ma sœur Cléophée? Cléophée triste.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew it. It was obvious.
Tiens, c'est marrant, on était justement à
I've been looking for you.
Le légendaire guerrier.
Oh, of course.
C'est bien moi, le libérateur.
Oh,
De son fidèle chouchou, Rubilax.
Pour vous servir.
on your service.
Voilà les deux autres membres de la fameuse confrérie du tofu. Oh, je suis contente de vous. Toi, tu dois être Hugo. Le
Oh, legendary Mr. Ruel.
c'est ça?
On peut se tutoyer si vous voulez. Oh, par une trop, vous vous ressemblez drôlement. On dirait Eva en plus.
Younger? Less grumpy? Yes? Less grumpy.
Oh, enfin, vous vous...
Ah, of course.
Ouah, ça fait tout drôle de rencontrer la sœur d'Eva. Pourquoi mystérieux en fait?
Oh,
Mais tu te rends pas compte? Tu es un
of course. Well, okay, yeah, It's the mysterious side.
C'est pas tout ça, mais on a une mission importante, je vous rappelle. Alors maintenant qu'on a
Oh.
retrouvé le sac à embrouille, on la renvoie à la cité Kra et on
Yeah, there's something else in here.
Bon, c'est pas tout ça, mais on a un combat à gagner, Percy. J'ai hâte d'avoir les conseils d'un vrai gars.
Oh boy.
Juste un petit contretemps, je te
Explain later. She's not very happy.
Oui, Cléophée, tu as une question?
Et si c'est un bouffetot, par exemple, ou un chat?
Oh, of course.
Excellent.
Yeah, he's really angry against Evangeline.
Mais attention, il y a des subtilités. Il faut s'adapter à l'adversaire. Par
She's
exemple,
not.
il n'y a rien de plus bête qu'un troll.
Et c'est un yop qui dit ça.
Yeah, really, even Ruby is angry
Là, c'est nul.
towards Evangeline. What is he doing?
Maintenant, admettons qu'un troll fonce.
Oh, okay, I love this kind of style of animation.
Cette direction, ça fait trop d'informations à gérer en même temps. Donc, si tu fais diversion en attirant son attention de l'autre côté, il hésite. Et c'est là qu'on applique la
Oh, of course! That makes total sense.
C'est compris?
Parfaitement.
This will just be the job, yeah.
Les enfants, ça va être à vous. Et c'est parti.
Look at the size of that thing!
Eva, Chloé, dispersion.
Bastonateur et flèche.
Oh! Oh, of course not. They are pretty weak against that freaking huge mass.
Plaquer son adversaire.
Eva, qu'est-ce que t'attends?
Vas-y, plaque-le.
Oh boy! Oh! That looks painful. Oh! Holy, that's string.
Qu'est-ce qui t'a pris? On le tenait.
Aussi bête soit un troll. Il retombera pas deux fois dans le même panneau.
Holy cow!
T'as pas l'air d'apprécier.
Yes, she is skillful. Oh! Okay.
Vous avez vu cette esquive? Pas mal, non? Super, belle action, mais complètement perso.
Okay, yeah, she's trying to impress Pompon now?
En plus, tu l'as mis en rogne. Merci du cadeau, Serette.
Oh, holy. Okay. Oh boy. Look at those muscles, man. Oh. Holy. Oh, that must be very painful. Oh. Oh boy, that must be very painful.
C'est horrible. Le gars va arracher la natte du champion.
Oh boy.
Cool.
Il est devenu complètement inoffensif.
Bon, bah, il faut aller l'achever. On y va, Cléo? Tiens-moi ça.
Okay. Oh, holy. Really?
Fais quelque chose, enfin.
Oh boy, okay. Oh.
Arbitre commence le décompte. 1, 2.
Yes. Oh.
Perdu, quelle honte de gagner sur un coup bas.
Yeah, that was interesting. What the hell?
Applaudissez les performances des amants du ring. Et
Oh, the latecomer.
tout ça, c'est pour le spectacle.
It's all for the show. Oh, even they three are happy. But of course, Evangeline is in a different.
L'inconnu quitte le ring. Y aurait-il de la séparation dans l'air?
Yeah, now both hurt each other. Okay, this is.
Doucement, respire profondément et reste.
What the hell is he planning to do? Yeah, that's the transmission, okay.
Incroyable. C'est beaucoup plus rapide que la dernière
Well,
fois.
yes, because Hugo is a kid. Yes, exactly. What? What the hell is that the true form of the Elia cube?
Question de maîtrise, effectivement.
Hugo et toi ignorez tellement de choses sur les pouvoirs de...
Well, yes, obviously. So they kind of ran away or something? Okay, what is going on?
Salut.
Okay,
Salut,
this is weird.
Elle est sympa, ta sœur.
Okay, let's stop there because, yeah, it's spoilers. But again, the episode starts quite silly, quite funny. Yes, the love quarrel and all of that. But then the end, it just gives you that freaking bomb that something bigger is going on. It's a weird episode, let's be honest, but a very good one. I love it, but still I'm so confused by the last part. I'm really, really confused about the last part. But anyway, yeah, as always, I'm gonna watch this a second time and do back my comments. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 18th episode of the second season. Yeah, it is, again, an odd episode, especially for the pacing. We start, of course, with Kilby getting close to the Elia cube. And yes, his intentions were kind of clear, but not completely clear. That yes, he was going to take the Elia cube for himself. Well, not for himself, for the benefit of his people, let's say. And yes, when you think about it, it kind of makes sense why he did it. But I'm gonna wait for that explanation until the end. We changed, of course, the scenery, and now we are in the fair, when they are still looking for Cleophile. But of course, we're seeing that Pompon is still angry towards Evangeline because she never mentioned the sister. And as I said in the last video, I understand Pompon. I understand his side. He has all the reason to be angry in this moment. Evangeline is supposed to be the love of his life. She is supposed to be trusting him and just as much as he trusts her. And yes, but if you're not tell this bit of information that you have a sister, that you have more family than a sister or brother or whatever, you kind of feel that yes, you are not trustworthy. Or taking the context of Pompon, you are too stupid to know about my sister. Yes, you have told me this, and I have seen this in the show, that the Yobs have this stigma that they are too stupid, even say Yob brain or something along those lines. They are not very smart. Yes, it is true. They are not the most brilliant minds in the world. They prefer fight and all that. The problem is here, and since we saw this since last episode, is that Pompon is really getting angry by being the butt of every joke. He's always making fun of. They are always laughing at their stupidity, at his stupidity. Sorry, and everybody. I mean, Hugo, Ruel, Evangeline, and Amalia. All of them are laughing at him. But I think it hurt most when it's Evangeline, because yes, he's dumb. This is something we know, but he tries. He tries to really make Evangeline happy, and she was angry because of flower arrangement. That is not his speciality in Pompon's case. Yes, that flower by her nose. Yes, but I think it's a combination of everything that makes Pompon angry, because he is still angry. And again, I'm kind of taking his side because yes, as much as I like Evangeline, I think she's an awesome character. I think she is an amazing fighter. I think she's one of the most central people in the show, and I mean kind of in a balance, mind balance in the group. I still think that was a huge mistake on Evangeline's behalf, because yes, why didn't she tell him when they returned to Sarida? They have enough time. I think they had enough time. Yes, I know, perhaps the first thing they did was just bone. Yes, but there's always chat post coitus, let's say. And you say, okay, yes, that was fine, all of that, but let's talk a little bit something serious or something along those lines. I think her excuse is kind of weak in this case. And yes, I understand why Pompon was so angry. I really get it. Of course, she's trying to ask for forgiveness in this case because Pompon is not even talking to her. Rubilax is doing all the talk. But even her apology is not that sincere, and my guess this is what they think. Both think. And of course, they decide to go to the arena and see the fights. Of course, this is not exactly what you should do. You should really be looking for the sister, not just go watch. You watch just a fight. Amazingly, that was the best decision here. But yeah, Evangeline is kind of accepting that yes, she needs to let Pompon alone for a while. He needs to calm down on his own and he needs to be left alone because, yes, if she's pestering him more and more, he's going to be angry and angry. It's obvious. Yes, it's a love quarrel, and of course, she needs to keep her distance for a while. Of course, we saw the rest of the gang kind of just having fun. Ruel and Hugo enjoying the fair, because that is exactly what both wanted to do, while Evangeline was looking for the sister. Of course, we saw the joke that she's just in the frame for a monkey or a monkey drum when she saw them, and of course they're making fun of that. And doesn't care, and she goes away. It is a classic joke, and it's a funny joke, and yeah, there is no much to talk about that one. And we saw, of course, Amalia that entering a haunted mansion or a haunted house, and she is scared. Again, those are kind of seen kind of irrelevant, just to tell you know that yes, everybody else is enjoying the fair in their own way. Pompon is in the arena watching the matches. He's bored out of his mind because yes, the fighters are not that good, and they're getting their ass kicked by these three guys. That is until, of course, the sister enters the ring. She's pretty agile, as expected from a sister of Evangeline. Yeah, and she looks very similar. It was pretty obvious that she was the sister, even when it wasn't mentioned straightforward, let's say. It's not obviously mentioned that directly, and of course, Pompon is when he starts to enjoy the fight. Of course, it's 3 against 1, and she's kind of in a disadvantage. But of course, the announcer said that yes, maybe you can enter, one of the members of the public can enter the ring and help this poor girl. Of course, Pompon literally jumps into the opportunity to do that, and yes, this is what he does. And of course, he rescued the girl and yeah, said, oh yes, I'm here to help you. And when he tried to pull out the sword, let's say, his true form, of course, this is when we discover that he cannot use the magic power of Rubilax in this moment. Of course, this is the perfect moment for a dysfunctional, rectal dysfunctional joke. I love it because perhaps you're in way too much tension in the past few hours or something along those lines. Yeah, it is a pretty funny joke, a very adult joke. And now, but of course, it was of course the blocker that we saw before. They start to fight the old-fashioned way, and this is when we return to Evangeline after the little speech that Pompon gave. She's asking the mascot for her sister. Of course, she is not saying anything else. She's just trying to describe to the guy. Of course, he hasn't seen it, but that's when he heard the name, the Black Arrow, and of course the Brawlator, I think it was. And she rushes towards the arena. We saw the fight, how, yeah, Pompon is just amazing at fighting, and he's doing his best, and he's really, well, taking it easy, let's be honest. And yes, we saw how amazing Cleophy really is. Before that, of course, before the last moment, Evangeline arrives, kicks the other guy, and there's a discussion with her sister. Yeah, they're having this kind of obviously brother, but not sisterly in this case, sisterly discussion. And yeah, you should return to the city. No, I can take care of myself. I'm growing up, and I grew enough. So yeah, yada yada yada. But of course, she ends up ignoring her. They just, well, she just goes to the freaking outside of the ring, and they perform a movement, and I mean Pompon and this girl, Cleophée, to finish off the other rival. They announce they are the winners, and of course, that is when we figured out that she didn't know who he was, because yeah, it's pretty hard to just know by the name. But when he announced his name, she's so happy because, oh my god, you are this legendary hero that saved the Sanidad, all that. Yes, she's just fangirling like no other, because yes, this is a true warrior, not an archer, it's a true warrior. Of course, they are called into the administration office to discuss a new contract, let's say, or discuss the current contract. And we saw some of the most ugliest painting of representations of painting I have ever seen. Yeah, the guy is ugly, really seriously ugly. They are once the office, the speeches start to happening, and of course they are confused with lovers, and I mean Cleophée and Pompon, I would say Ruby, but no, it's not true. Saying, oh no, we're not. And yes, this discussion is that the sisters needs to fight for at least another fight, so she can be released of her contract. Yeah, again, this is kind of part of the discussion between Evangeline and Pompon. Pompon, of course, wants to fight. That is what he enjoys. He enjoys a good fight. Evangeline doesn't want to fight because she wants to find the Dofus. The Shinamone? Well, the Kilby Dofus. It's partially Kilby's Dofus. Of course, since since Pompon signed the contract with the Knicks, of course, and her sister did that too, Evangeline is kind of forced to fight too, because they need 3 members to fight this giant troll. They are wrapped in this problem, and of course, that's when the scene ends. I thought there was something bigger with the guy, with the owner of the fair, I think it was. More sinister in his side, but no, actually, nothing happens with him. At least nothing that I saw. Of course, Evangeline makes Cleophée promise that she is going to return to the city after the fight. Of course, she's not planning to keep that promise from what we saw. She meets the rest of the group. She meets Ruel and Hugo. Amalia, she already knew. We already established that. And she is so happy to meet the other heroes. Of course, meeting the mysterious Hugo, because yes, nothing is, well, not a lot of stuff is known about the Eliotropes, and she's happy to meet Ruel, which is one of the few moments that we see somebody happy to meet Ruel in this case. Anyway, yeah, Ruel sees them and yes, oh yes, you're very similar. And again, these little silly jokes that you see this chipper and young little sister, Cleophée, that been happy and all that, and change to Evangeline, the older sister, or what I assume is the older sister, and just grumpy and old ugly and all that. Yeah, it's a classic joke, but I love it because, oh, you're just different in... No, you're equal. Yeah, I think my guess is Ruel just kind of, no, I'm not going to open that can of worms there. So yeah, we saw that they have to fight at night. They need training, or at least Cleophée wants advice from a true warrior. She's very happy listening to Pompon, the wisdom of the Yops. It's a kind of odd thing to say, let's be honest. Evangeline is there just because she needs to. She doesn't want to. I don't know if she doesn't want to leave the sister alone with Pompon out of jealousy, or if she doesn't want to leave alone her sister because she's going to escape. Either way could work in this case. Yeah, we have this kind of discussion how they're going to take down a troll. We have this neat different type of animation, kind of chalk animation. It's really fun because it's something different we haven't seen in this show. They explain how they are going to defeat said troll, and we saw the other 3 in the background not doing much. Just listen. And of course, they enter in the battle. But again, before going into the battle, I love the circumstances that yes, Rubilax and Pompon are still angry towards Evangeline because yes, she is not allowed to speak. She's really angry because she's not allowed to speak and nobody's listening to her, or perhaps because she was dragged into this fight. But yeah, Ruby Lex is still not forgiving Evangeline. She says, "Oh, silence!" Again, taking his side towards Pompon for obvious reasons. Because she asked something and she was, of course, silenced. Her sister asked the same thing and she was answered said questions with, again, your wisdom. We finished this kind of talk again with some neat animation. I really like that small amount of animation. And we go back to the ring. They are presented in a very classic wrestling style. We saw all the spectacle that we're seeing, all the lights and over exaggerated stuff. And I love how the drawing is just Cleofe and Pompon in the front, very aggressive, and Evangeline, or a drawing of Evangeline in the back, kind of small and kind of unimportant. I think she was called a late comer in this case, so yeah, that speaks volumes of how he's just being mistreated. And yes, we saw in this moment how now Pompon is being more chivalrous towards Cleofe than towards Evangeline. And then we saw the opponent, a giant troll. And I wasn't expecting to be that big. Even, I think the drawing was pretty accurate in the difference of height. But that really caught me by complete surprise. The guy is massive. And of course we saw this fight with a cage and some pillars. Yeah, it's amazing. The fight starts, and of course it's kind of a distraction. The troll is kind of distracted by Cleofe and Pompon, but Evangeline didn't took action in the moment. She should have taken action and kind of tackle the troll so they can have an advantage or something like that. She wasn't. I don't know why she didn't react. I don't know why she didn't attack. Perhaps they never let her into the plan, or perhaps she was kind of scared of this giant monster and not going with her bow or something along those lines. I'm really not sure why she didn't act. Of course, they are knocked out, and the strategy is not going to be the same because, yeah, even as stupid as a troll is, the same strategy is not going to work twice on him. Of course, now this time, Evangeline kind of reacts when a column is thrown at her, and she tries to pull the hair out of the freaking troll. Of course, it doesn't work, and she just jumps back out in front of Cleofe and Pompon. Again, I am not sure in this moment if she's trying to impress Pompon back. Because yeah, this is something Pompon enjoys a lot, and she's kind of saying, "Oh, did you look that dodge I did?" Again, I'm not sure that she's trying to impress Pompon so he can look at her in the same way they were before. Perhaps that really is a jealous situation here. Perhaps. I am still not sure about anything in this moment. Yeah, that is my best guess about what happened in this scene. They, of course, they are not happy because that was, according to them, a very selfish move. Because she just got him angry, and now they have more problems in their hands. They again devise a new strategy as what they should be done, and now they really work together. The three work together to distract the troll and for Pompon to really pull out literally the hair out of this beast. This, of course, redeemed him completely useless. They do a series of wrestling movements in which they show off, and yes, I did not catch that in the first time I saw the episode, but I love how Cleofe is just pulling the freaking thumb, which is freaking disgusting. The thought of pulling that disgusting the undergarments of that monster, yeah, really gives me the chills. But anyway, let's stop thinking about that. They won, of course, easily, because without his hair he was kind of immobilized, and they are pretty happy. They are presented as the ring lovers or something along those lines. And I mean Cleofe and Pompon. And Evangeline is not happy about that. She abandons the ring, quite sad. And this is the moment in which Pompon kind of realized that he took everything way too far. And yes, he was angry towards Evangeline, but it wasn't that much. Okay, I speak about. Resolve, kind of resolve one of the parts that we saw in the last episode. The love quarrels, the discussion or the disagreement that Evangeline and Pompon had. Now there is something that was more subtle in the last few minutes of the show. Adamai feels out of place in Sadida. Yes, Gorgol is still attacking the kind of horses. I don't remember the name of the creatures, but they are really kind of horses for this world, and this causes problems with the Sadida people. Yes, they will always be welcome in this kingdom because they saved this kingdom. But this is not the place to raise a dragon, for obvious reasons. Especially one as Gargle, because he seems to be way too aggressive in this state. But that's not all. Kilby does not feel happy either. Perhaps with only the Sadida alone, he was content. But now, hearing what the rest of the nations are saying, he does not feel comfortable. He doesn't feel happy. He doesn't feel that these other kingdom are going to leave his people alone. They will want to grab the Elia Cube and use it against the rest of the nations without really knowing what the consequences of their actions are. Because yes, we know that the Elia Cube is a very dangerous artifact in the hands of the wrong people. We have seen that during the whole first season of the show, thanks to Nox's actions. And he wants to protect his people, and he wants to protect the Elia Cube, and he wants to protect Gargle, and of course Adaman. And my guess is Hugo too. He robs, I don't know if that is the correct word, but he takes the Elia Cube, and they are going to go away. Oh, that's what I interpret in the last moment of the scene. Because yes, they grab the cube. I said, we need to go. We cannot let these people use something that belonged to us, the Eliatrops and dragons, use it as their own. They go away. This is a major plot point. The first and the last scenes, I think those are the most important ones for the plot. For the character development was the middle. For the plot, it was the first and last scene. And this is something that was hinted back in the last episode. Because yes, the face of Kilby, when the other nations were discussing what to do and how they are not going to manage all those children of the Eliatrops, was very expressive. I kind of have the feeling that this is something, I thought he was going to speak out against the other nations, is going to create some other problem. But no, he's more intelligent than that. He's more subtle than that. He's going to take action. He was planning to do this, I think, from the moment he saw the reaction of the rest of the nations. And this is deeper because, yeah, as I said during the introduction of this reaction, their concerns, the concerns of the rest of the nations are valid, they have kind of right. Yes, we know that probably Kilby is not going to do anything. Hugo is not allowed to do something bad, to something awful to the rest of the nation. That is not the nature of Hugo. Adamine is going to side with Hugo in this case. So yeah, I understand this, but the rest of the nations don't. That's why, yes, it kind of makes sense for them to react the way they did. But again, I still don't understand the actions of Kilby at its fullest. There is obviously some mysterious thing that is happening inside Kilby's mind. And that is my guess is what's going to happen in the next episode, or is going to explain on the next episode, or in the season finale. I don't know, because yes, we're kind of close to that season finale of the second season. Yeah, this is very intriguing and an amazing way to end up in a cliffhanger, but not a cliffhanger. Yeah, it's weird for me. Another stuff I want to speak about is again the relationship between Pompon and Evangeline. It was kind of left without a satisfying result for me. Yes, we saw they are kind of fine in the extra bit before the spoilers. They were fine, they were speaking more civilized in a polite way. But again, I'm not satisfied because they should have left that inside the episode, not just in the extra scene. I would love to see that discussion. I will, hopefully that is going to happen in the next one. We're hoping having a wrap of this situation because yes, this was one of the first major discussions after they end up together. And again, it's a justified discussions. Evangeline should have trust more into Pompon, and Pompon should not have taken all this anger that far. Because yes, I think he took it that far in the end. Yeah, both are in the wrong here. One at the beginning and one in the end, yes. But I think both are guilty in this case. So yeah, it was an interesting episode. It was a nice development for the sister arc. And of course, for well, the discussion, not so much as I said before. Hopefully, we're going to have another kind of discussion in the end or in the beginning of the next one. Sorry, in the beginning of the next one. So I kind of feel that it should be inside the episode and not in the extra scene or in the little bits that yes I have to skip for that for the obvious reasons. Obviously, I think they left Chibi in this place. They could not take him because my guess is Hugo's dad is not going to let them just take him away. But yeah, I want to see the consequences of this disappearance of the cube and the disappearance of Kilby and the disappearance of Adamine for the rest of the nations. How they are going to react to this. Anyway, yeah, a fascinating episode, a deeper episode than I expected. But yeah, a really good one. Anyway, I think I really exhausted the topic of this episode. And yeah, the only thing I have to say is thank you so much, guys, for your comments, your likes, your views, and your subscriptions. If you want to be a subscriber, click on the button for subscription and the bell so you can get notifications. Share this video, please, that will help me a lot more. And of course, if you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description below. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for your attention. And well, see you on the next one. Bye.